And good evening, we are live. Welcome to Freak Show. It is about 9 o'clock UK time and a different time elsewhere around the world. Okay, on tonight's show we have Mechanized. Hello, Mechanized.
Hi, everyone. Woo woo. Hope you're okay.
All the way from sunny Manchester, we have Skellyweg.
Well, shit. What are y'all doing?
Okay, that's very good. Very, very, almost scary. From down south, he's a farmer. We've got Stig.
My arse, I'm a farmer. I've got me Captain Morgan and his Hammond organ. Cheers all.
Okay, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, our guest, all the way over from the Death Guild, from Bootie Mashup, our favourite DJ in the whole of Wasteland, Adriana!
Hello, everyone. Hey, nice to see you all.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This is not the apocalypse I signed up for, but it's probably the one we deserve. So thanks for having me on the show.
Honestly,
thanks for coming. It's so awesome.
Thank you. You are our favourite DJ over in Wasteland. So thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, I'm so going to miss Wasteland this year. Oh well.
Yeah, sad news all over every week. Another sad news.
Definitely. If you're online, guys, just say who you are and where you're from. We have people from over in the States. We've got War Boys, War Girls. We have people from Australia. A big hello to Emil Minty, the Feral Kid, and the Silverton Collective. A massive hello to Keel Nielsen, the original Lord Humongous. Hello to you, sir. So first of all, how did you? Whereabouts are you over in the US? First of all, Adriana.
I'm in San Francisco right now. That's where I'm. It's where I'm being sheltered in place. Which as if you're gonna shelter in place, San Francisco is not a bad place to be. So yeah, that's where I'm based.
Yeah. So how is it over there? So you're quite locked in, or you are sort of mobile, or
super locked in? I mean, the San Francisco Bay Area started shelter in place pretty much before anywhere else in the country other than Seattle. So since March 11th, I've pretty much been I was sheltering in place before other people because I'm freaking paranoid, and I'm like, I do not want this ick. So,
that's it.
And I'm okay. I throw parties for a living, but what people don't understand, they only see the cherry on top. When they see you at a party, DJing or singing, performing on stage. That's just the cherry on top. 90% of my job is doing what I'm doing right now, sitting in front of a computer, just trying to make shit happen, producing tracks, promoting parties, making flyers, that kind of thing. So I work from home all the time. So this is kind of easy. I mean, like people who are freaking out, it's like, ooh, you've never worked from home before, and it shows.
Yeah, we are some of them.
Exactly. So how did you?
I've worked from home for about 7 years. I've been self-isolating for 7 years. It's a piece of piss. Piece of cake. What's the problem?
We've been training for this.
Exactly. I'm with you. I am so with you.
I only found out there was a pandemic yesterday.
Oh, you Daily Mail readers.
So Adriana, a quick question. So how did you first get into actual DJing and sort of running events? How did that initially start?
Well, I come from a band background, really. So I'm a singer, and I was in a rock band based in San Francisco for many, many, many years. You can find our albums on Spotify.
We were names. Name them. Come on.
You can't. You have to say the name of the band now.
You can't just say.
Okay. The name of my band was Blue Period, and we were sort of like a glam pop punk band. It was like the late 90s, early 2000s. And, proud members of the Almost Club. We, did so many label showcases in LA. I mean, I know you guys, it's that same thing. It's like you're a band, you're struggling, you're just constantly trying to get your music out there and finding your audience. And eventually, I mean, we had a really great run, but eventually it ended, sadly. And just to sort of occupy my time, had started DJing, which I really felt lame about. I mean, it was like, wow, I write my own songs. I sing these songs in front of an audience, and now here I am playing other people's music. This is like the lamest thing ever. But actually,
the twist.
But exactly, then right around the same time, started discovering mashup culture, where it was really taking other people's songs and mashing them up with other songs, and really there was a much more creative element to it. It's still playing other people's music, but I get to sort of determine. It's like, you know what? I love that Rammstein song, but you know what would make it weirder if I put in some Britney Spears on top of it, or that kind of thing. And so it was like most original way to play other people's music, really. And started really embracing DJ culture, and then took it into a band format. I'm also I'm now in a band. I've been in a band again for like the past like 15 years. We're called Smash Up Derby, and we do live versions of the kinds of mashups that we play. I mean, mostly like the rock mashup.
Awesome. I don't know that. Yeah.
I'm one of those people who's now in a cover band, but like I said, it's probably the most original way that you can play a cover. So yeah.
But hold on. The Stones, the Beatles were cover bands.
Well,
come on, that's where they started.
Stones were a
blues
tribute. Oh, they started off as cover bands. Yeah, you're right. No shame in that game.
There you go. Exactly.
So
live gigging is live gigging. Full stop.
Exactly. So yeah, I've learned to love DJing, even though I'm not necessarily a big fan of DJ culture, because I come from such a live music background. But yeah, literally I started DJing simply because my band broke up and I needed something to do.
That sounds good. And Bootie Mashup, I will never forget the first moment we entered the Thunderdome, and I was like, either I'm really drunk, or because there were like two songs played, and I was like, this is just when you have your music head on, and then you realize actually it's Bootie Mashup, and that's how we fell in love with it, and we got violently drunk in the Thunderdome, partying to it, and it's the best time for me, hair down and just go crazy with all the people.
It's a high point of our Wasteland Weekend. Every year we are in the Thunderdome, very drunk, dancing to you until we get thrown out.
You should. I mean, we're very much. I mean, there's different kinds of. Obviously, in DJ culture, there's so many different genres. But Bootie Mashup has always been very like. It's not like it's not like you pop your pressy or you do acid or do some other kind of drug. It's like it's drunk music. It's drunk and sing along. What the fuck, And that's what I love about it. And major props to Death Guild Thunderdome, because for those who don't know, Thunderdome is a long-running theme camp at Burning Man, also at Wasteland Weekend, and is very much like at Wasteland, Death Guild Thunderdome fits right in. At Burning Man, Thunderdome's a little bit of like, it's like this little pocket of dark energy amongst all this like EDM and candy rave and hippy dippy and stuff, and it's like this is like the realness, the real like Mad Max inspired desert experience, and they play mostly like just goth industrial type music, and the person who started Death Guild Thunderdome was the general manager at the nightclub in San Francisco that we play at, DNA Lounge.
All right.
That was that connection, and so he obviously he knew Bootie Mashup and what we play, but he would also see me at Death Guild getting my goth on. And so it's like I'm one of these weird people. I love all genres of music, but my little black heart has a soft spot for the darker stuff. But at the same time, playing pop music. And so he invited us to DJ at Death Guild Thunderdome, but only doing like goth industrial mashups. And I'm like, I'm going to be completely trolling your audience. This is like I'm going to be playing Slayer and Metallica, and then it's going to be Hit Me Baby One More Time by Are you guys really ready for this? And he has such a sense of humor as he himself as a DJ. His name is Dave King, also known as DJ Decay. He's the one who started Death Guild. Which is the longest running goth industrial club in the world at this point. It's been going for like 27 years or something. So he will also do funny things like that. Like, you know, he'll play a Rihanna track or a Lady Gaga track in the middle of a goth set. And it works.
It works.
But he makes it work because of the choices. Like, it's not just any Rihanna song, it's S&M. It's not a Lady Gaga song, it's Bad Romance or something. It's like something that's got a little bit of this darker edge. He finds that connection of, it's pop music, but this is a pop song that has a little bit of this darker edge to it. Yeah. So he definitely appreciated what we were doing. And so it started off as like kind of a completely like, okay, we're just gonna troll the goths, you know, because I'm us too, and I love that Wasteland has embraced this too, because Wasteland, you know, to me at first Wasteland was a little bit more serious, you know, and I'm like, oh god, I these mashups go over well because there's this real cheeky vibe to them too. I mean, they can be dark and interesting, but you know, at the ones that really make people go crazier, it's like, okay, I'm playing Ministry and also Milkshake. Anyway, so I'm glad that you guys appreciate it too.
Well, Tony online asked the question: what is your favorite Bootie Mash so far you done?
Oh my God, I get asked this question a lot, and I think it's anyone who has a favorite song needs to listen to more music. That's one of my all-time favorite quotes. And so anyone who has a favorite mashup probably needs to listen to more mashups. And I don't have a favorite. I always have a favorite of like right now, but you know, then it keeps mutating and changing. I mean, my favorite right now, and if you listen to the Bootie Mashup live streams on Twitch, all of our DJs are like just playing the shit out of this right now. And it's like just when you thought you've heard way too many mashups of Closer by 9 Inch Nails, which is like one of the most mashed up songs in mashup culture. Along comes another mashup this one's made by DJ Lex, and it's Lizzo, and it's just such a it's a great mashup. It's just my hair tossed, check my nails, baby, how you doing? It's good as hell over Closer. I love it.
Inspirational. Awesome.
It's my favorite right now.
Wow.
and then the next question is, what mashup is there what you haven't done yet but would love to do?
Oh, nice. That's a good question. Who was that from?
Yeah. That was, hold on, it's going too much. Matthew Davis Bourne.
I can actually, I should just make this already. There's how is there not a really, really, really good mashup of White Zombies, More Human Than Human? Yeah. It's got such a good dance beat. It's like got this slow, like, and it's on my long list of mashups to make. You know, Rob Zombie is always like, yeah, right? And then I was like, oh, take that and mash it up with, like, say, Usher, yeah. You know, maybe throw in, oh yeah, by Yellow. I mean, just do a whole bunch of things like that. And so anyway, that's an idea that's been in my head forever. And now hopefully someone's not going to like snipe me and put it out first. You know what? If you do, that's okay. You
better have it underway. You better have it underway because you just know they're out there.
It's one of the great ironies that the person who started a mashup party, so I would have the opportunity to play a bunch of my own mashups is now so busy producing an event that I barely make mashups anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and now you do a lot of DJ marathons at the moment. I think you're like with your girlfriend.
Oh yeah, Jupiter Gatling is like a beast. I mean, last night, Friday Night Live is our big event on our Twitch channel, and I did a 5-hour set. And Jupiter Gatling is like 5 hours. That's nothing. I mean, like 14-hour set.
Oh,
she's
well,
part of it is she's based where you guys are. She's in Germany. She's in Europe, right. So she's on your time. So when she's just waking up, when all of us are like, yeah, we're ready to shut down, and she's like, I'll take over, and then she just like goes all day.
See you tomorrow.
And it's nighttime again. So like the past 2 weekends, we've like done like over 48 hours of continuous live streaming. That didn't happen last night. We had a little bit of we're in a stream break right now, which is good. I have to babysit. I can just hang out with you guys right now.
That's good.
So what is your Twitch channel called? And we'll put a link.
It's twitch.tv/Bootie Mashup, just like it has right there, BOOTIE, because a lot of people don't know this. They think that, booty, like shake your booty or booty bass.
They shouldn't be listening then.
I mean, I certainly don't mind if you shake your booty to Bootie Mashup. It's based on mashups first came to prominence in the UK, and they were called bootlegs back in the early 2000s, and is a sort of like a cheeky abbreviation for a bootleg. Especially in our community, you would be like, oh, I dropped a new booty. And so booty is an homage to those early days of mashup culture, especially from the UK, where they were better known as bootlegs. Now most people know them better as mashups, but booty mashup is a little tip of the hat to 17 years ago. Tell us more, Grandma.
17? Oh, Kev, can we pull this out? Sorry.
So, where can people see you when the virus is gone and everything's back again? Where can they see you in Europe?
Honestly, you could still see us on Twitch. We're the dam is broken. We are the floodgates are open. We have been loving live streaming. It has opened us up to a whole new audience. So I know your audience is all over the world. So honestly, the best place is Twitch Bootie Mashup. But in real life, IRL, remember places?
Remember venues, sound checks and stuff.
Venues and clubs, and hopefully, oh my God, that's our biggest fear, especially as a party promoter, is like, oh my God, are there going to be any venues left after all of this is over? Because so many, venues are struggling. So I really, I keep hearing about, especially places that I know in Germany that I've played at, and here in the States, everyone is like, please help save this venue. It's all the venues are struggling right now. So hopefully, where you'll be able to see us is in San Francisco at DNA Lounge, and in Berlin, I often do. There's a party called Rocket Sage on every Thursday night at the Kit Kat Club. I know the Kit Kat Club is fairly famous. On Thursdays, though, there's basically a rock club takeover. It's one of my favorite clubs in the world, and we'll often take over one of the side rooms and do like a Bootie Mashup room within a rock club, which is really fun. And then in Los Angeles, we are often at El Cid. And Seattle, we are at Rebar, and all these places. I'm weird mentioning all these names because I don't know if any of these clubs are going to be around.
Yeah,
so
they will.
I really hope
Hopefully,
so.
Yeah. So literally with us as well, all our festivals this year, virtually all of them have been moved to next. For example, we're playing Amphi next year in Germany, which is an awesome festival. Have you ever been to Amphi or Wave Gothic Treffen? Over in Germany?
I've been to Vigate and Mara Luna are the two that I go to for the past like 5 years, I've been going to almost every year. Occasionally, I'll be like, if I miss a Mariluna, then I'm definitely at Vegate that year. Yeah. But
Amphi is in Cologne, so it's very big. So we should have played this year, but because of what's happening, which we don't talk about, it's now moved to next year.
Too late for that.
It's hard not to talk about it though when you're like, oh.
Yeah. So what was your first ever Wasteland then?
It was 3.5 years ago. I was a little late to the party. I feel bad. Like I'm a burner. I come from the Burning Man community. I've been going to Burning Man since 1993, when it was only like 800 people then. And even then, I kind of felt like I was a little late to the party. Of course, people there was like, oh, I was here when it was only 100 people, and now it's like, 75,000 people in the desert. And I think because I was always so busy with Burning Man, and then also the same weekend that Wasteland Weekend happens, there is a fetish street fair that's huge in San Francisco called the Folsom Street Fair, and it's like apparently the world's largest fetish event. And I'm prone to the fetish wear, as you could probably. So I always ended up missing Wasteland, and then finally I was like, okay, I've gone to Folsom Street Fair so many years. I now have my own RV. Fuck it, we're gonna go. We're gonna go to Wasteland, and it was because of a girl that I met at Vegate of all places. She overheard me talking, caught the American accent, and then was like, "Wait, where are you from? You seem familiar." And it turned out she had been to a Bootie Mashup party in LA.
Small world.
I know, right? DJ Steph Infection.
Yeah.
Yes. Steph's a friend of ours.
Yeah, exactly. So I met her for the first time at Vegate.
Vegate, how crazy!
Right, she's from LA, right? But and had been to my party in LA.
Was that the time? Was that the time we played? I think Steph was over there with us. Yeah.
What year was that?
I think that was your first year as well, right?
Yeah, she was on stage with us.
But we played
4 years back.
At Vegate.
Yeah.
Vegate? You mean or Wasteland?
No, Wasteland.
Vegate.
Yeah, Wasteland was the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
That was 16.
Yeah. Okay, 16. So this is
16.
Yeah. So 7. No, this would be 2017 when I camped with you guys at Wasteland.
Yeah, that's the second year. Yeah.
So that was
messy. That was messy.
So Steph was like, "Oh, you do goth industrial mashups too?" So I sent her a Death Guild Thunderdome mixtape that I had made that I had not put online. But by the way, shameless plug, if you do want that same mixtape that I sent to Steph that got me booked at Wasteland to DJ, it's bootymashup.com/Thunderdome. I'm pretty sure.
We just have to put it online in the chat, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the case.
Find it, and then everybody can access it.
Give you a taste of what we do. So yeah, that was that's
it. Oh Jesus!
Was that the year where we got Steph slightly drunk with the vodka? Yes.
Yeah.
We warned her.
It happens.
Yes. And also, I love your DJing because you really sort of watch the crowd and you feel the energy off the crowd, because when you're DJing in the Thunderdome, it's such an amazing party atmosphere, and you really just it gets more excitable, and you really fire up the crowd. You've got a real gift.
DJing the Thunderdome is totally different than DJing like a normal DJ set where you need to keep a dance floor going. I've seen like really popular goth industrial DJs try to do the Thunderdome, and they're doing their typical like goth club set, not realizing that doesn't quite work the same. There's an aggro energy that needs to happen in the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
It's like you want fight music, right? You want to like crowd. Like you can play the more dancey gothy stuff like for the after party, but for the fights, and I love like okay, you seeing the fighter like trying to like if it's two dudes like super broy dudes.
Oh yeah, all the muscles and
Summer Holiday by Cliff Richard.
Like a mashup of gay bar. or it'll be a girl beating on a guy, and I'll Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. I mean, things like that. It's like you try to say, and basically you're creating a soundtrack for this experience. I really think of it as almost more like you're scoring a scene in a movie than you are traditionally DJing. And I love that thinking on the fly. And Jupiter Gatling is great at that as well. She's actually kind of
you're both of a DJing,
I mean, she saw me and watched me DJ so many Thunderdomes, and finally was like, hey, can I do it? Yes, do it. Give me a break. I was also, I love to get down into the dome and get on the microphone and what
that must be brilliant.
Mouth. I like to be the mouth.
So a big shout out to all the War Boys who are always in the Thunderdome with us, very drunk. So you always like about 20 of those running around. Also a big shout out to Lee Fields, who's the big Scottish guy with a kilt on, drunk on whiskey all the time in the Thunderdome. He's the one in the kilt, always. Are you ready? As we've been speaking about the Thunderdome, are you ready to play Celebrity Thunderdome, our weekly game?
Yeah! Bring it on!
Are you ready? Are you ready for some random stuff?
I think I'm ready. Ready.
This is totally random. So the idea is I've earlier on today I've randomly picked out 2 celebrities to fight in the Celebrity Thunderdome. One will be given to Adriana to explain. You have 30 seconds to explain to the audience why they should vote for your person. And then it goes over to Skelly. You then have 30 seconds, Skelly, to try and get the audience to vote for yours. Okay, and the 2 fighters. So, Adriana, you have the Cookie Monster.
Okay.
As I said, this gets totally weird. And Skelly, you have Big Bird, so it's a bit of a sort of a Sesame Street fisticuffs.
Very random.
The stuff is going down.
Oh,
so,
is it still too late to ask for Bertie Bassett?
Yeah, it's a bit too late for that. Sorry about that.
It's always too late to ask for
Adriana, being our awesome guest for tonight, you have 30 seconds to
describe the fight,
or to convince the public to vote for your fighter, who is the Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Okay, well, look, obviously, Cookie Monster already has the aggro growl that is, basically the singer of every rage rock band ever. So is gonna get the crowd all riled up. It's just gonna be like, are you not entertained? That was my best Cookie Monster voice. And even though Big Bird is obviously bigger than Cookie Monster, Cookie Monster is a monster. Is gonna go crazy. I'm gonna, eat you like a cookie, and is gonna be in it to win it. And so I think what Cookie Monster lacks in size is gonna make up in growl and energy. He's gonna attack Big Bird with the same energy that he attacks cookies.
I think you've got my vote. You've got my vote. Awesome.
Good defense for Cookie Monster.
Brilliant.
Okay, no sides yet.
Okay,
but is it good enough?
I think I was very impressed. Okay, Skelly, you have 30 seconds with Big Bird.
Well, here we go. Well, as we all know, Cookie Monster has a dependency on these cookies, and it just so happens Big Bird is his pusher. So he's not going to be going up against the Big Bird. He also has a lot of leverage on Cookie Monster. There's some parties went down on Sesame Street with Bert and Ernie and a family size to a banana yogurt. He's not going to let that get out of there. And to top it all off, monster this, monster that. You know what type of bird Big Bird is? He's actually a cassowary. He can eviscerate you with one kick. He does not mess around. So this fight is going to be extremely one-sided because Cookie Monster doesn't want to get eviscerated. He doesn't want these pictures to get out in the public domain. He's going to take a fall, a finger push of death. 1, 2, 3, ding, ding, ding.
Wow. Wow. You guys were right.
He's getting the man. He's getting the man.
He's very competitive. He's very competitive.
I think
I've got myself now.
Too hard.
Your monster got pwned, as the kids say. Yeah.
So guys, you have to the end of the show. So please, on the chat, vote for either Cookie Monster or Big Bird. Cookie Monster is also from Wales, by the way. So please give him the Welsh vote for the Cookie Monster. I am cheating on that
That's
one.
Big Bird's from Wales.
Okay.
It's a tap off.
It is definitely.
The same suburb in Cardiff.
Okay. So, are you DJing? So you DJ'd last night. Are you DJing tonight, or do you have the night off, or relax?
Well, Saturday nights have been weird. I mean, our channel started off as like, oh, we'll do a couple shows, and then maybe we'll do some secret sets. And now it's like the weekend is just filled with secret sets. They're not so secret anymore. It's like we go hard on the weekends, apparently. But no, I think I'm gonna chill tonight. I've got other DJs who really want to take over. And plus, starting next week, I made myself the resident DJ of Saturday nights. We're basically going to do like what we do in real life when we do parties. As you can probably tell, because even though I basically play pop mashups for a living, I love like coming to Burning Man and Wasteland Weekend and doing just the goth industrial mashups. And I'll do like for like a Comic-Con type gig, I'll do like super geeky and video game mashups and things like that. So I'm good with a theme. So Saturday nights I'm gonna start doing themed nights, and I'm gonna be the resident DJ for Saturdays. But that starts next Saturday. Tonight I think I'm gonna go buy some booze and sort of like I ran out of White Claw, so I think I'm gonna do what everyone else does, and I'm just gonna get drunk with somebody else's live stream going on.
Exactly. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like
that's what it's there for.
What's what?
I said that's what the live streams are there for. Getting drunk,
right?
So Mechanized, over to you now. So you've got your part of the show.
Never have I ever.
Ever?
Okay. Do you want to explain this to the audience?
Okay. Well, there are two reasons. So you need to guess which one is right, which one is wrong.
Okay.
So the first one is...
So one's a lie, and one's the truth. But she's had such a bizarre life. They're both out. Yeah, it's...
I still have a smart life, so yeah, it's not over yet. I'm hoping. Well, after
angry farmers,
last night, farmers, who knows? So never have I ever did dive with 20 tiger sharks, or never have I ever bungee jumped in the Alps.
I'm gonna go never ever bungee jumped in the Alps because I normally I probably would have gone with tiger sharks, except that I just got familiar. The tiger sharks are a little smaller, so I'm gonna say you definitely did the tiger shark thing, but you did not bungee jump in the Alps.
Ooh. Okay, audience, you have till the end of the show to vote. Is it the sharks? Which one is she telling the fibs on? Is it the sharks or the bungee jumping in the Alps? And
bungee, like if you bungee jump, it's got to be like off a cliff, and the Alps are shaped like this. Like I've been to Disneyland. I know what the Matterhorn looks like.
It's a bit different.
It's slightly different. Yeah, Disneyland in the Alps.
Yeah, basically, it's less styrofoam, more granite.
For Europeans, how would you explain Wasteland, and how would you explain Burning Man for Europeans who've never been to either?
For Europeans, it is survivalist desert camping pretending to be a festival.
That's not bad.
I mean, there is a festival happening there, but at the end of the day, both events are literally survivalist desert camping. You need to bring everything in, and you need to pack everything out. About the only thing that's really provided is, nasty porta potties.
Oh, they are foul.
So if you're familiar,
when they stay upright.
Yeah, if you're familiar with festival culture in Europe, then you're already familiar with the nasty porta potties. But a lot of people don't understand the whole like, wait, I got to bring all my own food. You can't just like go to like, you know, the food stall or the, you know, the kiosk and get your doner or your Flammkuchen and like, oh god, all that good festival food. Pour one out for festival. I'm gonna miss my Flammkuchen this year.
Anyway, what is the attitude like between the fans at both events? So, you know, we've never been to Burning Man. We've only ever been to Wasteland, and because we're sort of Mad Max fans, we're sort of.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And the thing is, it's like, okay, so Wasteland is like this tiny 5% of Burning Man. Like if you like, Burning Man is a city of 75,000 people. Literally, it's building a city in the desert for 1 week and then tearing it down. And so like any city, there's different you know, groups and villages and you know, you can find whatever you want. I mean, I think Burning Man gets the reputation of having, you know, it's like, oh, all these you know Diplo and Skrillex play there, and there's like, it's like an EDM festival, but it's not. I mean, if you want the EDM festival vibe of Burning Man, you can go there. But if you want the Mad Max post-apocalyptic version of Burning Man, you can go to Death Guild Thunderdome. Yeah. If you want the hippy dippy, like let's do yoga in the morning, or
sorry, what?
You can have that too. I mean, there's so many different flavors of Burning Man, and so there's literally sort of something for everyone. I mean, there's sex and drugs if you want it. There's also like, oh, I'm gonna have my spiritual experience. I mean, you can do all that. Yeah. It's like the one thing though is like, you got to bring you're bringing it, and so many other people are bringing it. Yeah. So it's literally like city. And Wasteland is this one tiny little village at Burning Man, but just all on its own, where it's only the cool post-apocalyptic version of that. So there's definitely similarities. But I would say that Wasteland is, if you're into the post-apocalyptic thing, is the cooler festival. I go to Burning Man a lot, and I relentlessly make fun of Burning Man. I actually publish a newspaper at Burning Man used to be called Piss Clear, as in.
Sorry, did you say newspaper or newspaper?
The newspaper. It was a daily newspaper back in the day. Now it's weekly. I'll get to that in a second.
That's hard work.
It was called Piss Clear because the number one survival tip for the desert is drink enough water. Yeah. So that you piss clear. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say it's like survivalist desert camping. That's what people forget. It's like, you know, they just go out there to party, and then, you know, 2 days later they're in the medical tent because beer is not water, people.
Exactly.
But I think different.
American beer.
Well, I remember our first year with Mechanized. She comes traipsing out of our, because we have to have an RV. Being from Europe, we are not doing anything with tents or anything.
Divas we are.
Yeah, as divas as we are. So she comes out barefoot out of the RV. And what did they say to you, Mechanized? Do you remember?
They would recommend me coming out barefoot because there were, what was it again?
Scorpion mating season or something.
Yeah, scorpion and spider mating season. So you never see me running that fast.
Scorpions and spiders mating together.
Yeah, and I had the biggest platform boots ever since. I'm never going out of my run out them platform boots.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the offspring of these scorpions and spiders.
Yeah, now that's also one critical difference between where Burning Man happens. It is a completely dead, lifeless desert. It used to be a dried lake bed. Where Wasteland happens is more literally a wasteland, but there's scrub and brush. And like last year with Death Guild Thunderdome was camped literally next to a rattlesnake den.
Oh my god!
And like
good choice.
We saw rattlesnakes, and we had to like literally, we kind of like put danger tape around it because we didn't want anyone stepping around.
We didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got near it.
Yeah.
Hang about. I took the photograph of the whole of Death Guild at the end of it, and no one fucking well mentioned the fact there was rattlesnakes anywhere near the place.
It's the cameraman. They're expendable, aren't they? Really?
Well, that's that. Yeah, photographers. It's like drummers. Bring on the next one.
Yeah. No, it's definitely survival. I remember the time with the sun, with the storms, and we were not prepared. So, and they held a lot of the sun, and I lost literally my voice for a week. So after the show, my voice gone. There was no
it's a very different. It's hard. I mean, you as a singer know this intimately, and I have the same issue, both at Burning Man and at Wasteland. You got to wear that dust mask, because it's actually worse at Wasteland. At Burning Man, it's like a really fine dust. I mean, it will fuck up your voice, but you don't notice it as much. Whereas at Wasteland, when there is a dust storm, it's not a dust storm, it is a sandstorm. It's like I don't need to exfoliate today.
No, that's it.
Yeah, good for the skin. Good for the skin.
Well, after last year's, I had really good skin all over for weeks. I didn't do anything. It was all shot blasted off.
So how do you find with your DJ equipment, with your laptop, etc., in the deserts? Do you have any tricks?
Oh my God. Yes, here's the trick. Redundancy. You need a backup, and then you need a backup for your backup. I always bring 2 laptops, 2 controllers, and if worse comes to worse, and yes, it has, not at Wasteland, but at Burning Man, I can also DJ on this.
Right.
Literally, I can DJ on my phone. I've got like a little RCA connector thing, and I've got a DJ software, and I've got like an emergency playlist that I can play almost any set. But yeah, literally, and it wasn't from dust that killed my laptop when I had to like go use the phone. It was the sun. It was like hot sun. It was an afternoon gig. I'm not good with sun. I mean, look at me. Look at my moon tan. Like, for someone who loves going to the desert as much as I do and loves going to desert festivals, it's kind of shocking how sun-phobic I actually am.
So what is your tip to keeping out of the sun and not getting sunburned?
Oh, I'm all about the parasol. I'm about 100 SPF. and all the time, like you do a layer of the liquid, the cream, and then you've got your can with you of spray, and I'm literally every 20 minutes just doing a little cooling. You keep pro tip. You keep that spray stuff in like a little ice pack. Oh. And so it stays cool. And so then you not only have some protection, but you also have a little bit of a cooling mist. And the thing that you really want to watch for is your face. And then, as I've discovered, oh my God, okay, this is like, I'm gonna get a little personal here. I had top surgery a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I forget now. And now I'm so used to. But I have to say, after I got the top surgery, this would get sunburned so much easier now.
Gotcha. Well, thank you.
They stick out more now.
There's more overhang. Yeah.
I got to protect the girls.
Protect your investments. Protect the investments.
So every time we play Wasteland on our shows, like last year we brought the snow cannons, which was highly entertaining. We've got something more devilishly planned for next year. I don't think you've ever joined us on stage because we always try and break the stage. We're up to about 50 people on stage at the moment. You've got to come on.
I will do it now that I know that last year was so frustrating. I was a little bit more embedded with Death Guild Thunderdome. They've been slowly over the years just trying to assimilate me, and I've always just been like special guest. Yeah. And last year was like, okay, fine. I've been assimilated like the Borg, into the Death Guild Thunderdome. So I was working all the damn time. It's like, oh, that's how they get you. So it was very frustrating I'm there DJing, and I look and I see the main stage, and it's like, oh, V2A's on, and I was like gonna try to run over there, but yeah, next year I'm just gonna be like, Jupiter's got this. I'm gonna go run and
that's it. You trained up, yeah.
Definitely, we will.
It was a rave.
We will sort out a special song to have you on stage with us. That'd be awesome.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Any excuse to be half naked, wearing post-apocalyptic clothes. Sign me up.
So does that mean you're planning a Britney mashup then?
Maybe I will figure something out. Yeah, maybe something with toxic.
Yeah. Oh.
I was torn a drone.
Oh.
We need a V2A. We need a V2A Britney mashup. Come on.
We have to talk to Adriana on this. We have to work together on the track.
I think you're right. Yeah. I won't be able to
collab.
But yeah, I've got all this like supposedly free time, even though I don't, because I've been so busy trying to pivot my entire business to live streaming. But I did make a mashup 2 days ago for the first time in forever. So I got those wheels going again. So yeah, I think the world will be ready for a V2A mashup.
Yeah, got on the chat. Everybody shouts V2A.
Awesome!
Yay, mashup!
Is there any merchandise? Can people buy any Bootie Mashup T-shirts or show?
No, actually, we're horrible with we're horrible with merchandising. I think because the Bootie Mashup culture has always been about sharing is caring. It's like we didn't pay for the copyright clearances, so why should you? So we've always been a very open source culture. It's like we post everything on our website for free download. We don't have any advertising on our website. Our business model, such as it is, has always been like, well, people come to the party. Yeah. Of course, now people aren't coming to a party anymore. So I guess this would be the opportunity to pimp out our Patreon. We have a Patreon. And what I love about Patreon is you can do different subscription tiers. So if you're a fan of mashup culture, then there are all these things that you can, like I will send you, and it's me running it. So it's like, at like $10, you get a mixtape before anyone else does. At $20, you get a mixtape, plus you get a special secret pack of mashups and things like that. So, but we are working on merch. We're gonna have T-shirts and shit soon.
Definitely.
The thing with T-shirts is everyone's like T-shirts, and we had T-shirts, but it's like now there's printing on demand, so it's probably a little bit better. But we never made money on T-shirts. It's like, by the time, you guys probably know this as a band.
Like you think you're gonna make unless you print a whole bunch, there's no way you're gonna make any money on it.
Exactly.
Go, that's good. That'll cost you 20 quid.
Right.
Or that'll cost you $25. Okay, and we sell it for how much? And we post it for how much?
I must admit, I like the idea of edible merchandise. So if you get fed up of it, you just eat it.
Oh yeah,
it's an idea.
That's it for the apocalypse. Yeah,
Bootie Mashup. Bootie Mashup donuts?
Oh,
I like the way you're thinking. Or peas, Skelly.
Yeah.
Now, what is your most memorable moment? Let's say at Wasteland, and your most memorable moment at 21, or even in San Francisco DNA launch. What standing up?
One of my most memorable moments at Wasteland would literally be Jared coming up, and like we were DJ. Jared is the kingpin of Wasteland Weekend, so he's definitely like the grand poobah. He's the boss. He is the he's the Lord Humongous of Wasteland, really. So what Jared says is law. Right, and we were pushing it at Death Guild Thunderdome. We were not supposed to go as late, but the party was there, and Jared comes up, and he's like kind of like sternly looks around, and he was like, "You guys can go late. It's okay." Validation, from above. It was I was like. So that was just like a little feather in my cap. It wasn't like a crazy moment, but it was just like, as I always, especially doing pop mashups, feel a little bit of like an outsider at Wasteland, because it's not pure goth, industrial, angry rock kind of stuff. So it's always like this little like, oh, I hope they like us. And yeah, so that was like, yes, okay, we've arrived. You know what? Here's a good story. It sort of plays into the apocalyptic theme, so I'm going to go with it. All right, so we have crazy ideas at our party. The one thing I love about throwing my own party is that any kind of random, crazy, drunken idea that we have, I'm usually like, yeah, sure, let's try it. You know, who knows? It could be a fail, but it could work. Yeah. So we had this performer that wanted to do a stage show that was basically all the music were mashups, and it was a disaster-themed show called Chernobyl the Musical.
Oh, excellent!
Inspirational.
And so it was
all the family.
It was totally ridiculous. I mean, it's like I don't even really quite know what this show was about or how it happened, but it was just 30 minutes of eye candy. I know at some point there was like an explosion, and then there's like radioactive mutants walking around, and I'd put together all the music for the show with the producer of it. And then at one point I am supposed to jump up onto a go-go platform on the stage and launch I'm launching confetti. But in the context of the show, it was radioactive fallout.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
People. So I jump up onto the go-go box to release the confetti, and as I'm jumping up on the box, I slip a little bit, and I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna I'm realizing there's video here, so we can sort it. Oh, I don't know if you see the edge of the table.
Yes.
But, like I jump up and I slip and I go. Blam!
Oh.
Right there.
I think we all felt that.
Oh my God.
But I've got so much adrenaline that I don't even notice. I'm just like, ouch, that hurt. But I gotta hit my cue, and so I hit the cue. I launch the confetti. We go into a mashup of REM's "It's the End of the World." And I know
yes,
it.
And I feel fine.
So then it's the end of the show, and I'm on stage. I'm with the microphone, and I'm like, "Hey, give it up!" Blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, it feels like I wet myself, like I'm.
Oh, you're not. Oh dear.
Shit,
oh,
no.
That's a bad sign.
Peeing my panties like uncontrollably, right? Like all I feel in the middle of me talking, just massive wetness, and I just sort of stop, and then the person of the show sees me, just sort of like stop, grabs the microphone, and it was like, oh yeah, and give it up for Adriana A, and blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, peace out, thanks. I run off stage, and I run to the back, and I was wearing a kilt at the time. I lift up the kilt, and it looks like. Are you familiar with the movie Carrie?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Scene of with the blood all down.
Yeah.
That was my crotch.
Oh my God.
It was just all blood. I'm like, oh God. What did I do?
They shall know her by her trail of blood.
Oh my God.
As I'm freaking out, I'm grabbing, like I literally take a roll of toilet paper and shove it in my underwear. And then I walk out of the bathroom, and the security manager of the club, who literally followed the trail of blood, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I think I'm okay, but I probably really need to go to the emergency room right now. And he's like, okay. Grabs a bunch of towels, and then he takes me to the emergency room, and they didn't want to admit me at first. They were just like, oh, okay, whatever. And then I was like, there is literally, I pointed to them the trail of blood going from the sidewalk into, like, literally, because I'm just like dripping. They're like, oh yeah, we'll see you now. And so I get in there, and they're like, you tore your urethra. I told them what happened. Sleeping on the So the bad news is there's really nothing we can do. We can't get in there and stick. So here's some adult diapers, and here's a prescription for Vicodin, and they sent me on my way, right? So then
that was it.
Hold on, wait. It's a story.
Oh shit!
So then I get.
Make nothing any worse, please. No.
So I get back to the club, but the party's still happening, right? I get back to the club, and everyone's freaking out because apparently after the show, all the performers went backstage, and they were like,
"There's blood everywhere."
They're like, "Who had a disaster-themed show?" Like, okay, who had the fake blood? Who had the fake blood? And it's like nobody had fake blood, and they're like, Oh, wait, this is real blood. This is like a biohazard here backstage.
Oh my gosh.
So I get back there, and, all the security, big beefy security guards are like, "You okay? You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I tore my urethra." Every single one of them are like,
Yeah.
And then I did the last DJ set.
No way!
Oh my gosh.
So I mean, look at me. I'm a femi trans girl, right? And I think my status in all the beefy security dudes' eyes just like went up to here because they're like, "Damn, you're a badass. You rip your urethra, you bleed all over the place, you come back here and you still DJ your last DJ set." And so I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm a badass. And then I get home, all the adrenaline leaves my body.
God.
I go to pee. I go to pee finally.
Oh, yeah.
It was like fire shooting out of my
gosh.
It won't get, it's not going to
Adriana.
and I like I'm literally I'm like holding on to the wall and I'm like, oh god, okay, I'll let a little bit out. Stop, it burns. But I drank a bunch of beer. I have to pee, and I'm like, it literally took me a half hour to pee because I could only like let out a little bit at a time because it was so bad. Like, fucking bike it in.
I think you're officially the best story we've ever had from a guest. Who can beat that? Nobody can beat that. Ever.
Okay,
oh my God.
DNA Lounge. Then the following week, they always have a drink special, and the drink special is usually based on something to do with the party or something that's happening in pop culture. I show up. The drink special is called "Ow, My Urethra."
And dare I ask, what was in?
Oh God, I don't know.
Urethra?
The drink specials are always just ridiculous. It's like whatever cheap booze they're trying to get rid of at the park.
Leftovers from last week. Yeah.
Oh God.
That is one of the best stories I've heard for a long time. Thank you.
Do you know that the drink was red?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, if everybody online can do a big witness for Adriana, that is possibly the best story we've ever heard, ever.
Yeah, definitely.
That is stuff of legends.
I would say the entire Chatville are now male or female or indeterminate crossing their legs going, "Oh!" Everyone is feeling for you.
Oh my gosh. So when you're in Germany, when you go over, so when there's normally not a lockdown, do you sort of split your time between America, like 50-50 between America and Germany?
Oh, I wish it was 50-50. My partner is based in Berlin. I'm based in San Francisco. I'd say it's usually about anywhere 25 to 30% of my time is spent in Germany. Ich liebe Deutschland. It's meine deutsche Scheiße, aber I try. Yeah. I've got the Deutsch of like a, 2 Jahre, 2-year-old, so I know numbers, I know colors, I know like, I can order a beer. I can be like, it's like, I know animals, Pferd, Hund, Katze.
Schmetterling.
Do you know Take Me to the Emergency Room?
In German.
I think you should learn that one pretty fast.
I know ambulance.
Do you?
If anyone wants, yeah.
It's not Krankenwagen.
Krankenwagen.
Yay!
Kugelschreiber.
Krankenwagen. That's one of my all-time favorite Deutsch words. Yeah, Krankenwagen.
So when you're over in Germany, what's your favorite food and your favorite drinks while you're over in Berlin?
I'm a beer drinker. I love Hefeweizen.
Yes.
It's like it sucks that I'm always in Berlin because Berlin is not a Hefeweizen city. You can get
there's a little bit of rivalry going on. It's like a Bavarian drink, and Berlin, I think it's something like that going on.
Bavaria.
That's an area thing.
But yeah, I love my Weizen. So that's definitely my favorite drink. My favorite food, late night doner. It's never We can't get it in the States.
Oh, no. We can get donuts here in the UK and they are abysmal. It's like, it's the opposite.
But actually, late night doner is my favorite, like, drunk food. But actually, I like Käsespätzle. Like, I'm a vegetarian, so my favorite.
In Germany,
I know
that's impossible.
it's in Berlin. In Berlin, it's super
alright.
easy.
Oh, Berlin, yeah, okay, yeah.
But when I've gone down to the south of Germany, it's like, okay, it's Käsespätzle and salad.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, no.
And Kartoffelpuffer.
Exactly, yeah, definitely.
Oh, God. I get homesick now.
Totally. Next time you're over in Germany, though, we've got to get you over to London. We'll get you a DJ set at one of the clubs in London. Have you ever DJ'd over in the UK?
Oh yeah, many times. We used to have like a little bit of a posse over there in London, but people get older and move on, and it's like have families and stuff, and it's like not everyone is a diehard. Like, I've been throwing parties. Bootie Mashup has now been going for almost 17 years.
No.
So, yeah.
So you started when you were 2.
Yes.
You creep, crawler.
Pay no attention to the portrait of me in the attic.
Anyway, Dorian Gray, as you were saying.
So yeah, London. Definitely. We mostly did parties in Shoreditch, actually.
Okay.
Our best one. I don't even know if that venue is still there, but Cargo was probably our very best mashup London party. I don't know. I know clubs, opening clubs.
It's gone so quick in London.
Yeah.
Clubs are constantly. Yeah.
Especially at the moment.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Shoreditch is not even going to be the same neighborhood when all of this is done.
Totally. Is there anybody you'd like to do a shout out to all your fans around the world?
You know what? I need to shout out Jupiter Gatling, my partner in Germany. It sucks. She flew out. She was here for like 2 months here in San Francisco. She flew to Germany, and then literally by the time she landed, there was a travel ban in America from not allowing from Europe. And then it was just a house of cards where every single day was like waking up to, okay, what fresh hell do I need to deal with today? And now it's like, of course, we're all in lockdown. I have no idea when I'm going to see her again. So it's very, very frustrating. So, but that is the wonderful thing about live streaming and doing what we're doing here.
Totally.
Like, I don't like the word socially isolated. I am not isolated at all. In fact, I've gotten more socially connected with my community than I have been in years. Like, we did not have any kind of like live streaming online presence for Bootie Mashup before this started. Within 3 days, we did our first live stream. Like, I'm not limited by who is helping with the parties and
by geography.
So it's been strangely, I mean, this is the silver lining of a global pandemic has been like being able to connect with people worldwide. You guys, like, you get to as a band you can only play a few places here and there. As a DJ throwing parties, people need to be where you are at. But now in this new age, you can bring it to them. That's what what you guys are doing. It's like they can still hang out with V2A and I can have a Bootie Mashup party worldwide. That's amazing. So I mean, the biggest shout out would be to Jupiter Gatling, but also to all the brand new fans that we've picked up simply because we jumped on. I mean, we were always online, but now we're like extremely online.
Oh, great. Well, I can't wait. In fact, we would definitely soon. Well, after this, if you post up, give us the details of your next live stream, we will get everybody on.
Everything, it'll be tonight, but definitely when I'm personally on, I do a listening party every Wednesday. I mean, literally just go to twitch.tv/Bootie Mashup, or just go to bootiemashup.com. Twitch is right there in the link. And I host a listening party on Wednesdays, and every week's a different theme. I'm doing 80s for this coming Wednesday, and the listening party is different than a DJ set. It's literally just me. It's like, okay, you're probably at work right now. This is normally when I'd be like hanging out, sitting at my laptop, listening to music anyway. So why don't you just hang out with me, and we're gonna listen to mashups and chat about them. And then so it's not like quite a DJ set. It's more like I geek out on music. You guys are musicians. I'm sure you guys geek out on music all the time. I love that. Music is my life. Totally. So sharing that with other people, it's like it's the idea of like, someone comes over to your house and you're just digging through your record collection. They're like, oh, you've never heard this? Put this on. So that's sort of like what the listening party is. And then the DJ sets are Friday and Saturday night.
And what time is that? So what time is it in LA when you have these shows? So we have to deduct 9 hours.
The listening parties on Wednesday are at 1 p.m. So it's 8 hours difference.
9 o'clock here then. Yeah, so it's 9 o'clock UK time. It's great. Yeah.
It's actually kind of great.
Oh, awesome.
So everybody has to check that out. Seriously.
Thanks.
I love Bootie
Definitely. So next week's guest, we've got Jared coming on in a couple of weeks' time. So we have God coming on. Next week's guest, we've got Swede from Wasteland Radio. Do you know Swede at all?
I've met Swede, but
you met,
Swede is a force of nature and the airwaves.
Swede is a very cool guy.
It's a place to visit to get a nice rain.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, I love hanging out in the rain.
Swede and Vaccine. The two are brilliant.
Definitely.
Love them both. And of course you've got Elvis next door in the Tiki Bar.
Elvis, yeah.
Have you been to Elvis's bar next door?
I've dropped on by. Definitely sampled all that there is. It's frustrating. Well, no, the first year, like when we were there, when we camped together that your second year, my first year, I definitely saw a lot more of Wasteland. Now it's like, oh god, it's the same thing. The same vibe at Burning Man, where like the more you go to the festival, the less you actually see the festival because you're so busy because you've now taken on a project. Yeah. So like last year, it was like, oh my god, every time I actually left Thunderdome, it was like, alert the media, she's leaving camp.
Oh my god, yeah, definitely. Well, we only found out last year that the Atomic Cafe was giving out free alcohol. We didn't even know what it was. We just saw people queuing up.
What?
We thought,
whoa!
I'd never been there.
You knew. We kept
Did you?
quiet.
Nobody told me. God damn you lot.
Traitor.
Hey, Skelly, did you know about this?
I had no idea. I thought it was just another
Right, okay.
I was with Kev.
So the hangers on with the keyboard player set in the back and fed bullshit. We are the mushrooms of V2A. You bunch of utter bastards. Right,
so you can imagine how excited we were when we found out.
Nothing other word.
When we found out.
None of the words.
Free alcohol. Unbelievable.
Oh dear.
Unbelievable. So we have another section in the show. Enos, would you like to explain?
No, I can't.
Man
There's
or
no
cheese?
Explanation. Seriously.
Shall I do it?
Yes. Skelly.
Shall I do it? I'm very good at explaining. I'm good at explaining the rules.
Okay. Go on then.
Okay, so
it's cool.
I can do this now. It's a fun game. It's called Man or Cheese. The trick is don't think too much into it, or you will lose a part of yourself. Basically, it's gonna be quick fire, quick off the ball. So you'll be given a name, and it's man or cheese. Just name, give an answer.
Just go with it. Okay.
You've got a 50-50 chance either way, haven't you? All right.
Are you ready?
We'll let Kevin.
Just before we start, the feral kid Emil Minty from Mad Max 2 actually won this. Do
you ever really win?
Well, who knows? Are you ready? So literally, the idea, as Pat said, don't think it's just man or cheese. It's just go with.
It's like using the force in many ways.
Yep.
Many
ready?
ways.
Two men enters, one cheese.
Okay, here we go then, guys. Phil Collins.
Man.
Wrong!
No, he makes cheese, but he is not cheese. Don't be dissing my boy Phil. Come on.
Walt Disney.
Man. I'm gonna go with man.
Well, yeah, because you can't freeze cheese. Everyone knows that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an easy one. Easy. Just to get you going. Just to get you going.
Yeah.
That's a tricky
You have to think
one.
of a name. You got to think of a name.
I do. Yeah, but I was thinking of Robbie. I thought Robbie Wyatt or Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams.
Oh, cheese.
Yes,
Cheese or man?
exactly.
Cheese.
Thank you. I know it was so bloody easy. He's a piss. Sorry.
That's just the first
Okay.
round. It gets
I'm
hard.
I'm also probably one of the few Americans who actually knows who Robbie Williams is. You know, he never made it
Oh,
here.
that's good. That's good to know.
They tried really hard to push him, and it like he failed. Yeah.
We tried very hard to push him out, and he kept coming back.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. And you were going, no, he's shit. I'm in back. We had no, send him to Europe, and they took him.
Tried. Okay, so the next one, David Hasselhoff.
Cheese.
Exactly correct again.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Man.
Yes. Oh.
It's debatable. It's definitely not a cheese you want to sample. Let's put it that way.
Stig.
Oh, Slarty Bartfast.
Man?
I would go with man. All right, last round. You're doing really well. Harry Halloumi.
What? Who's Harry Halloumi? I mean, I'm gonna say cheese because
correct.
it's right there in the
cheese.
name, but
He's a cheese.
I don't know either. Welcome to my world.
Okay, Skelly, we actually play this on a tour bus, so you can imagine how Mechanized gets really cheesed off with us coming out of this.
Where's he down after that?
We do this for hours. We do this for hours on a tour bus.
Here's a literally very tough one about the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Man, I'm gonna go with man.
He's actually.
Is he?
Powers devastates. The mega powers
This
exploded.
makes absolutely no sense
Okay,
at all. Stig.
and your next one is this could be a hard one for you. Billy Idol. Oh, there's some thought going on. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with man. Man.
I'm going to go with man. Okay, so I'm just going to tally up all the figures, all the values. Just get the calculator out, and
don't hurt yourself.
Cheese. It's cheese.
Adriana.
Cheese by one.
Adriana, you have won man or cheese. We have a winner.
All right. What do I win? Do I win some cheese?
We will send you.
Robbie's bloody William.
Reward enough.
Where's my cheese?
Do you not feel wiser? Stronger?
I do. You know what?
Force?
Look, I'm just here for validation. So.
I think you definitely.
No.
We don't do none of that round here.
Which cheese would you like?
What cheese?
What is your favourite cheese?
Oh, Havarti.
And you can't say Robert William or...
No, Havarti. Havarti is my favorite cheese.
Havarti.
Anyone heard of that?
No.
How have you not heard of
we
Havarti?
haven't heard of that. You made that one up.
And I didn't know it's a real cheese.
Havarti?
You guys need to more.
Right. A-V-A-R-D-I. Are you sure that's not somebody who used to go to a bloody Ivy League college in America?
You're going to ask for that in Tesco.
You know, I don't really think of
Hello,
myself
I'm
as
from Walmart. I'd like some Havarti. Get the fuck out of here, man!
Now this could be the ultimate practical joke on us now, because we are literally confused.
I guess some of us are just a little more cultured than others.
Well, right.
I'll
With a better
I can better.
You said it, not me.
and about 4 foot longer hair.
To be fair,
So where's Havarti from?
Havarti, it's Havarti with
Havarti.
a T. Yeah, Havarti. Where's it from? It's from Trader Joe's. No.
Where's Trader from?
Oh my God!
I bet Trader Joe's got a hat.
That's where I get it from.
Is Trader Joe got a hat and wears denim?
Can I get local Tesco?
Yeah, it's got to be. Honestly, this is an education channel. We're like National Geographic, aren't we?
Havarti.
We are. I never knew any of this.
I know a lot more about cheese now.
Trader Joe.
It's made up cheeses.
Trader Joe. You have to get some Havarti now. Finally.
Yeah. I've written it down. Don't worry.
So,
You want some Havarti?
so
I'm just
Hello. I'll go to Joe. I'll ask some cheese. And I'll go. Ha, you wanker.
Apparently, it's coming from Denmark.
oh,
What?
see.
See how it's done? What you see?
You see, ask a German and they know everything.
Okay, why is the American schooling the European on a Danish cheese. Like what?
Well, you've
I
seen.
don't think the Danes had invented cheese yet.
I think you've.
But
yeah.
This island has done Brexit.
Well, I think you've seen us live. Yeah, we
it's
well,
because
I
the Danish.
I've never had it.
It's because the Danes won't eat Havarti. They go, we'll send this swill to the Americans.
They're not exporting, are they?
I've got.
I'm sure they did. Well, probably not now, but yeah, it's. I mean, look, you can't argue with the happiest population in the world, right?
Yes, that's
true.
The
Danes got to be
true.
Make them a bit unhappier. I can argue with anyone.
That's true. You can.
Wow.
No, I can't.
So I have a quick question back to actual music.
Sorry.
So is there
all right?
Is there a mashup song that if somebody asks for, you think, oh god, no, not again? Is there one like like with Sisters of Mercy? When you get the
Stairway to Heaven in the guitar shop.
One of those songs.
It's always like every scene has its like no matter what, whether it's hip hop or goth or EDM, like those songs that are like the evergreens that you're like, oh god, do you really like, especially in our scene, do you ever need Head Like a Hole or Closer by 9 Inch Nails ever again? Right? That kind of thing. Or This Corrosion by Sisters of Mercy, right?
Hey now. Hey now.
Hey
now.
But I think that's the wonderful thing. What I love about mashup culture is it's like, oh god, this tired song, but I'm gonna refresh the tired song. It's like I'm gonna play your request, but it's going to be in a way that you're not expecting. So yeah, I'm going to play Sisters of Mercy, but it's going to have some Beastie Boys on top of it. Or I'll play like Closer. I'll play
by the words.
I've got like 30 different I want to fucking animal mashups.
Yeah. Oh my god. So how many sort of how many tunes do you have in your arsenal when you're doing a DJ set? So
I would say it's probably 10,000 at this point. I mean, I've been collecting mashups since 2002. So I probably have one of the biggest collections in the world. And a lot of it, I just literally found this out recently. We've been playing a lot of older stuff on our Twitch stream, just sort of like kind of an introductory to mashup culture. And so a lot of people have been like, oh, where do I find that? Or do you still have this one? And it seems like a lot of the older mashups have been erased from the internet. Like those producers that they had a GeoCities website back in the day, or like that. And so these tracks are on my hard drive, thankfully, but they're not out there for easy download anymore. So it's
just to get them back out.
Yeah, well, that's part of what's made this so enjoyable, is revisiting some of these older things. But yeah, I've been collecting for over 18 years. Like I was collecting before I started a mashup party. So I think the last time I looked at my like iTunes library, it was like around 10,000.
Oh my god! Do you have DJing wise? Do you have like a battle plan of what you're going to play, or do you literally put a song on and see what the audience is doing and what the vibe is, and then go from there?
That pre-planned sets. I think if you're a like EDM festival DJ type thing, and you sound and everything like that, that's almost more a live show. But if you're a club DJ, you don't know who's showing up at the club that night. I hate my own party when people from other cities are like, oh yeah, I totally planned my entire set, and I'm like, what works in your city might not work here. You need to change gears. You're a DJ. You have like decades worth of music at your fingertips. That is the wonderful thing. Like I talked earlier in the show about like that feeling weird about being a songwriter and in a live band, and then going to DJing. It was such a I felt like so lame. But the one difference is, as a band, I've got 20 or 30 songs, and boy, I hope these work. Especially, that's all I got. Especially if you're playing like a city, or you're playing like a festival, or you're the opening band. It's like that's all you got. So I hope they like it. With DJ, like I've the last, I mean, in my personal collection, I've got the last 50 years of pop music at my disposal. So it's like, oh, okay, this is what they're into. Oh, I can change gears. Yeah. So for a DJ set, I usually know what my first song's going to be, obviously. Yeah. And oftentimes I love kind of like letting people out gently. And I often know what my last song's going to be. Everything in the middle, I play it by ear. Yeah.
Do you also sort of play with the crowd like a normal DJ would be? Like, you know, you sort of build up the tempo and everybody's going for it, and then you have to sort of lull down for a bit because you're actually, you know, they're that knackered on the dance floor. You have to go in waves and stuff. How do you do that in like a mashup?
I mean, it's the same way other DJs, well, or not do. I mean, that's the thing. Coming from a live music perspective, you want to build these peaks and valleys, and I think most DJs are so concerned about like the only skill most DJs have is just matching beats. So once they've got their beat, like they're just like boo 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 boo, and they just like keep it going that tempo.
It's just boring.
And they never change it up, and it gets boring. And I'm like, oh, that is such a rookie move, in my opinion. You want to build peaks and valleys. So often I'll like start at a lower tempo, I'll build it up, and then we're kind of like there at like 128 BPM, and like, you know, that nice techno, good dance move. And then I'm just gonna like, all right, I know maybe this particular smash up ends with like a big explosion. Okay, good. Then I can like just like take it down to like hip hop tempo again, give everyone a breather. Yeah. And so that's how I tend to build sets. Not every day like that. But yeah, even with mashups, so many mashups it's song based. It's not really beat based. So there's a lot more, we can be a lot more free flowing. We're not necessarily always trying to like keep it some EDM tempo. Yeah. That's how I DJ. I'm not saying that works for my party. For a big EDM festival, that would probably not work.
How does it work with multiple DJs on like a club night? So, like in a normal sort of DJ way without mashups, you'd sort of record what sort of songs you're playing, just so nobody double plays them or anything like that. But with mashups, you're already doing your own stuff, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, a common misconception with mashups, especially for newbies, is that we're doing it all live. Like that we, you know, like we're literally throwing Britney Spears on top of, you know, Daft Punk, like live at the club. And while you can technically do that, most of the times those mashups are just boring train wrecks because these are meticulously produced. I mean, it's like, do you go to a DJ playing a remix and be like, are you remixing that live? No, it's a remix. It's crafted in a home studio or on your laptop or whatever. You know, people don't realize we are taking the vocals, we're stretching them, we're chopping it up, we're taking the instrumental bits, looping the instrumental so we can put the new vocal on top. There's a tremendous amount of production involved. And then we bring it to the club, and then we just play it like we do any other song. And and the DJs also, we feed off each other. Every DJ in my crew kind of has their own flavor. I often, even though I'm playing pop stuff, I'll veer towards gothy 80s, indie. Definitely play some rock stuff. I've been like dropping My Chemical Romance into a pop
MCR, yes.
Wow.
It's like but they love it though. It's so
even in the Thunderdome, you fly through there. It's still this song. I still don't know which song that is, and how often did I ask you? I try to describe it, and I
know.
You know what I mean? I still don't know what it was.
So who are the other DJs in your crew? Do you want to shout out to them? Who?
Oh yeah, Jupiter Gatling, DJ Lobster Dust, who's amazing. He's based in New York. DJ Time. This is like my tight knit crew. It's also the people that when I started DJing Death Guild Thunderdome, these were people who were like, "Hey, how can I get that gig?" So I was like, wait a minute, like Lobster Dust is like an ex-rocker dude. DJ Time is like an ex-raver guy, but they all kind of like have this, like, they like the gothy rock stuff, in there, like that sort of like aggro fight music, and they all wanted to DJ Dome. So, yeah, those are my peeps.
Do any of those make their way out to Wasteland?
Not to Wasteland, just Burning Man, unfortunately. This is also my Burning Man crew. But I keep telling people, it's like, come on out. It's also, Wasteland is so much easier than Burning Man. It's only, 4 days. I mean, I know it's not easy for you guys because you need to schlep all.
It's only 4 days. Bloody hell. It feels a lot longer than that.
It's a lot of living in those 4 days.
Cram a lot.
We do, definitely. So when you get to Wasteland, are you DJing like from every night? Is it sort of Wednesday? Is it Wednesday now? I think Wednesdays are.
Well, I did last time, but yeah, like I said, I overextended myself last year. Like I couldn't even go
easy.
Oh, I want to make it over there for the V2A show. But no. It made me work. But yeah, right now, generally Friday night is the big showcase night. Like I love DJing for the fights, but Friday night, we started it years ago, the Bootie Mashup after party in the Thunderdome. So Friday night's like the flagship thing. But
it's an hour after show as well, because that's when we actually can really get drunk and just go mad, because we always play Friday night. So yeah.
Can I tell you guys an idea that we were going to do for this coming year? And now it looks like it's going to have to wait till 2021. I don't know how much you guys hung out at Wasted Saints.
Oh, yes, awesome.
Yes.
Loved Wasted Saints. And I was, chit-chatting with some of the organizers there. I had a Jupiter Gatling, and I had an idea that would that would work, and we actually want to do it at Wasted Saints because it's probably like a little bit better of a venue than the Thunderdome. And that is this thing. We're both huge Nine Inch Nails fans, so we wanted to do this thing called the Church of Nin, where it's like we're living in a post-apocalyptic world, and we've discovered these ancient recordings from the prophet Chesner, and all of these songs foretold the future that we're living in now. He was a prophet, and basically as if started a church based on these Nine Inch Nails recordings.
And let's have the nights that say Nin.
It should be Nin meets KLF. Because you got the Church of the KLF.
Oh, that's right.
Beach Nin. I mean, come on, that would be
I don't know.
Hell of a mashup. Anything off White Room.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's a brilliant idea, though. You should definitely go for that one of the nights.
Yeah. Next year.
We will hopefully be back there next year as well. So we look forward to partying with you extensively. We're also going over and we're doing the Mad Max 40-year anniversary in Australia.
Where are they doing that in Australia?
Silverton. The Silverton Collective.
New South Wales.
Yes, so exactly where they filmed Mad Max 2.
Where they filmed it. So we go to the museum, we stayed in the hotel there where they actually did the film. Super excited.
Emil Minty, the feral kid's actually been building his own interceptor. So he's going to... How cool is that? The feral kid's got his own interceptor. So he's coming as well. It's going to be wild. Absolutely.
So how are our results looking?
For which one?
Okay, well, let's first of all...
Because we at the moment we have a complete over and we have a complete tie.
Okay, well, let's first of all... Hold on, let me just... get this ready. Let us have the results for the Celebrity Thunderdome. Was it from Adriana, and that was Cookie Monster, the amazing Cookie Monster, or was it the slightly disappointing Big Bird from Skelly?
Well, you've changed your tune.
I've got a bet on this one. I've got a bet on this one.
Well, this is a complete and utter walkover. And I'm sorry, Skelly, but it's 1, 2, 3.
Well, I'm going to demand a recount.
All right.
Wait, I won?
Yeah!
It's for Cookie. Basically, it's 90% voted for Cookie Monster. 90%.
Can you say treasonous bastards?
Well, you should do.
Treasonous bastards.
That's Chatfield for you.
I think you're our first guest to win Celebrity Thunderdome and Man or Cheese.
Wow.
This is crazy. Now,
I'm shocked because Skelly, that was a convincing.
You did well.
Big Bird.
I didn't have to back the right wing media.
Okay, Adriana. Just before we get the results on the Never Have I Ever, what was your decision? Was it? I can't remember what they were now.
No, it was bungee jumping.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
Never have I ever swam with tiger sharks.
Sharks, bungee jumped
or bungee in the Alps, and I said you've never bungee jumped in the Alps.
Okay.
And mechanized. Well, what does the audience say?
The audience was entirely 50-50.
Oh,
what? Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
over to mechanized.
Okay. Again, you were right. I never bungee jumped, but I dived with 20 tiger sharks. They're not that little, believe me. They're like really tears.
Well, but it's not like white. But yeah.
You are the Carol Baskin of the sea.
Oh! Tiger King!
Oh my God.
Well, that'll get the stream up.
Baskin.
That was good. In fact, we forgot because well. So first of all, Adriana, you've won 3 for 3. This is unheard of.
You are flying.
You are truly the master. One last thing before we go, we have Bunker or Bin game where we pick 2 of the world's crappiest toys for our celebrity guest to review. And one you can keep as you're running to the bunker with a nuclear explosion. One you grab and you can take for eternity into your bunker, and the other one goes straight in the bin. And tonight we have My First Vape, a vaping machine for babies, or
No, this is so wrong.
Well, I think
how is that that's not a real thing.
It is. And
how is this a real thing?
Well, it's a toy.
What are they vaping?
I don't. Bubbles, it must be. Or there's
bubbles. I think probably not.
Has vaping is already not a gateway drug to hook kids on nicotine. Now it's like for real? Like which tobacco company put this out? Oh my God!
Cheese was the gateway.
This is a total like put on.
The other one.
The other one's
My First Vape. No, I'm sorry.
So Adriana, the other one is like a Mickey Mouse genitalia looking microphone.
Okay,
where do you find these stuff?
Like one of those old karaoke
obviously not in your wardrobe for a start.
I hope. Karaoke
so I can only pick one of these as I run to the bunker. Yes. I mean, this is too easy. I don't vape, but I am a singer.
Never too late to start.
Yes.
And you know, I'm. So what? So what if it's shaped like a penis? Whatever. It's like
is it? No way.
The little balls at the end. I know.
The feet.
I thought it was a space rocket.
Might, how long am I going to be in this bunker? It might serve a dual purpose.
Yes.
You never.
That's what that switch does.
Let's find out.
Okay, so what?
I always wondered what that switch did.
So
now I know.
It makes the rocket shoot its laser.
This is good.
So you are going to go for the microphone, do we believe?
Yeah.
So what we try and do on this is we actually try and then hunt this down, and we're actually trying to send you a copy of one of these. So I think last week we had Tank, the Lord Humongous, and he voted for was it flushing poo game, the flushy toilet poo game. So he's got a copy of that on his way, courtesy of Amazon. So
wow.
So
you will get this microphone. And the cheese. Honestly,
you've won every game. I would go out and buy a lottery card. That's all I can say.
Wow.
It depends what comes in the bunker. So our vote is the microphone goes in the bunker. Let's see what the audience says.
I think we're nearly there. So,
they can't be trusted.
First
vape, the sign of the end times. Yes, I agree with that comment.
The will of the people.
So is there any final words before we start moving on? Is there anybody you would like?
Well, hold on. There's one more thing. fitness video of the week.
Yes.
Who is the winner of the fitness
Don't
video?
ask me, please.
I do. That's your part.
Have you not done your homework again?
I've done nothing else. Bloody hell. I've no idea.
Write down your man or cheese pics.
I've got some really good snowboarding videos I can look at.
That's the wrong thing. We've got our own fitness video as well.
Come back to me in a bit.
We've got one of our guys and our brains. He's a fitness instructor, so he's posting every week a fitness video and people following it, and then we have a winner.
Ah, okay.
Which is very, very interesting. So, what else have we got? So you are you're on Wednesday night, so we will all be joining you for that. Do you have like?
Great, yeah.
Do you have like on Zoom? Do you have like a group chat? Can we send our regards? Is there?
Twitch.
Oh, Twitch, sorry.
So what you want to do is on Twitch. Twitch is definitely I know this is on YouTube Live, so don't be surprised if this video gets muted because I mentioned Twitch, their main competitor. But and we would be on YouTube Live as well if YouTube was not so strict about copyright. So all of our videos tend to they often get flagged, and that's fine. I understand, but on Twitch it's been a little bit more forgiving for DJs. So yeah, you don't even need to have a Twitch account. You can literally just go to twitch.tv/Bootie Mashup, and although if you want to join us in the chat is always pretty lively. That's one of the that is one of the great things I've noticed about, like, you guys are interacting right now with people in the chat. Like, I don't get to
know their cheeses.
I don't get to do that in a DJ set, but I do get to do that DJing in a live stream.
Yeah.
You get instant feedback that way. So it's been fun. So you do have to have a Twitch account in order to participate in the chat. But if you just want to watch, it's just a website.
Oh wow.
Okay, well, we just shared your Twitch account as well.
Perfect.
Been shared,
Again, so good old YouTube.
Thank you.
Take us down if you want to.
Oh my God.
Definitely.
Rock and roll.
Definitely. So
how are we doing with the workouts then? Stick.
Oh, I still can't find it.
he's just.
Oh, is it? You're going to show a workout video? Are we all going to work out?
We don't have to work out, but it's who won. So there were some entries.
I think we might have to do that next week. Stig sounds like he's been on the pop.
Yes, it's about 5
exactly.
o'clock.
So
that's now 4 hours.
Adriana, do you have a question for our next guest? So that is Swede from Wasteland Radio, who's on next Saturday.
I want to know, having just now, I mean, live streaming is sort of like a radio station in some ways. And we've sort of been pushing it with like how much we do. I'm curious what his longest radio set or DJ set has been. Like, is it 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 days? Who knows? That's what I want to know.
Okay.
So which is your longest? Because I know you.
Mine, 7.5 hours at Burning Man.
Oh my God.
7.5?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I have a bottle similar to this, but actually bigger and with a wider hole, spout.
Orifice.
Which
is
hidden underneath the DJ booth. And so, I don't have to, because at Burning Man, the porta potties are like, depending on where you're DJing, the porta potties might be like blocks away, and I can't run. And, there's not a song long enough that I can put on where I can go run and pee. So yeah.
Just blast it over the gets in the spirit.
I think that might be more than anyone can handle. I don't know. I don't think they're ready for that, Shelly.
Do you drink while you DJ?
Oh God, yeah.
I normally don't. I did once. It's Slimelight, because I used to DJ at Slimelight quite a bit.
Oh, I love Slimelight.
But it was quite funny. So for some reason, I think we were playing a gig or something. So I don't normally drink beforehand, but afterwards we chilled out, and I got roped into DJing, and it was about 3 a.m, and I was completely zonked. First of all, I couldn't work out how to plug my headphones in, which is never a good start.
Well, all right. Well, first of all, what are you drinking though? Because I've had to modify what I drink. I used to drink like vodka, mixed drinks, vodka, and of course the club. You're the promoter, you're the DJ. They're thankful that you're bringing all these people to the club. So I would order vodkas at the bar. And they would be the strongest damn drinks ever. And it was like after a few too many gigs of like, just being a sloppy mess by the end, I've now turned to beer, because beer at least is controllable. Exactly. Like I know it's like, okay, one beer, I know how much booze that is, one beer an hour. I'm perfectly in the zone. I'm in the vibe crowd, but I'm not so sloppy that you know.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think on that night I wasn't supposed to be DJ. I think I was. We played a gig at Slimelight, and then Mac, the owner, sort of went, come and do a set. And I said, I haven't brought any of my stuff. He said, you can use mine. So I couldn't work out how to plug my headphones in. Somebody asked me what song I was DJing, and I didn't even have a clue what the song was. I have no idea what happened on that.
We actually did two Bootie Mashup parties in London at the first space of where Slimelight happens. I forget what that space.
Yeah.
Machine.
Electroworks. Electroworks.
Yeah, Electro was it? Yeah. So yeah, I did 2 Electroworks parties. I love Slimelight. Please tell me it's still happening.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously not right now.
Online even. Yeah, online streaming at the moment, I think.
Right. Okay. Good. Definitely. Yeah. It's like if Slimelight ever ends, it's going to be like, oh god, it truly is the end time.
Definitely. So yeah, big shout out to Mac. We love Slimelight. Absolutely awesome place.
We've got quite a good shout. We got Nick, our LA drummer, who's on there. The Living Dead drummer.
Hello, Nick.
Yep. He said he's just done a Sisters of Mercy track for someone.
Oh, nice.
Yay. Moving swiftly along.
Straight on. Okay.
Going back to the workouts. So I've seen a couple of videos, and my favorite of this week has to be Adam. Freak Bear is my winner.
We have a fan. He's part of the cult of V2A called Freak Bear. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of Freak Bear. He's got a giant teddy bear head.
Well, no. Do you know our song? Do you know our song Freak?
Yeah.
He's in the Freak Show video as a bear.
He's got like a giant bear head. So
he's still got the head.
He's awesome.
Right.
He comes on stage with us. He's an absolute star. He's also got an alter ego called Freakaroo, which is half kangaroo, half Mad Max. I think is.
You'll find me in the Thunderdome with that. So
exactly.
I reckon he's got no chance at all.
So I think.
Oh, you can't see me.
So I think we are just about to sign off. Adriana, you have been possibly one of the best guests we've ever had.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you so much for thanks so much for having me. Love hanging out with you guys. This is like. This has been a lovely. I know it's Saturday night for you. It's Saturday afternoon for me. This has been a nice little kickoff for my weekend, Saturday. And yeah, thanks for having me.
And we would love to have you back on at some point, and we will all be over on your channel on Wednesday night en masse.
Yeah.
I hope you like the 80s. And I do request. So. I do like a challenge. So yeah, if you want to hear some 80s mashups, Wednesday for you guys, Wednesday after me, and then Friday, basically anytime Friday and Saturday we are streaming, and I'm going to be jumping on Saturday. So if you need a little mashup dose, pop on over to.
Do you have a Facebook site?
But everything is like Bootie Mashup. Cool. Twitter Bootie Mashup. Instagram Bootie Mashup. All one word. We're super easy to find.
Well, thank you everybody. Yeah. It's been an awesome show. You won all 4 quizzes, which is never ever happened ever.
Never ever.
Ever.
I don't know how, but yeah.
So massive love from V2A. Thank you so much.
I really thought I was gonna lose Celebrity Thunderdome. I was convinced Big Bird pwned me.
Well,
but
the audience loved you, so
well,
there you go.
Scaling is the business.
I think you never would have lived that down in the normal Thunderdome if you'd have lost that one. So awesome. So good night, everybody. We will see you all next week.
Thank you so much,
everybody,
everyone.
for joining the stream.
Thank you so much. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week. And watch out for the farmers. That's all I'm saying.
Good night, and see you next week, guys.
Bye.